Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zain and today we'll be having a look at a few different EV stocks and shares to keep an eye on this year. This year is going to be especially important for electric vehicles and there's some big movements in the electric vehicle space. So we have to talk about this. Allow me to declare that this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes. The first company I would like to introduce you to is Rivian. Rivian is a new electric manufacturer and they are winning a lot of votes right now in the EV space simply because they're doing something that hasn't really been done before. They are producing SUV vehicles, pickup trucks. Tesla has failed to bring the Cybertruck to the market before Rivian. Rivian is bringing the R1T, which is an pickup truck, to the market. Rivian is bringing the R1S to the market, which is an SUV. These vehicles, they look extremely different to most pickup trucks or the most SUV vehicles. But the SUV vehicle, for an instance, it does take some similarities from Land Rover, but despite that, it still looks different. It still looks unique in its own way, especially the front of the vehicles, their lights, the design of the vehicles, they do look quite different. They do look extremely American as well. This is an American company after all. There's nothing wrong with that. I do like that there are more companies coming to the EV space. That's absolutely fantastic. Here's something to know as well. Rivian is actually backed by a couple of big companies. One is Amazon. Amazon own approximately 22% of Rivian. That is a major ownership within an EV company. That's absolutely incredible. But not just that, Amazon has actually pre-ordered over 100,000 electric delivery vehicles from Rivian. Those are planned to be built around 2025. So we're still a few years away from that. But it's just so amazing that they have huge investment from Amazon and huge orders from Amazon. So Rivian is not running low on demand anytime soon. They have huge demand. It's an EV company. EV companies like Tesla, Rivian, they have huge demands. It's the supply that's the problem. They can't keep up with the huge demand. Ford has also invested in the Rivian company. I believe Ford has invested over 500 million, and that's a partnership to deliver all new Ford battery electric vehicles. But most importantly, in 2021, Rivian went public. They became a publicly traded company, which means that they're now available on the stocks and shares market. This actually means that anyone can invest in Rivian as a company right now, which is really fantastic. But there was a huge controversy around the public listing. Rivian listed as a public company for approximately 80 to 90 billion US dollars. That was incredible. The incredible thing right now is that they're still around 70 billion in valuation in market cap right now. But they haven't done that quite yet. They've definitely fallen quite a lot. They've definitely lost a lot of money. They've definitely lost a lot of investors. Investors have definitely sold out of Rivian. But there's also a lot of investors who haven't. Because this company went public for 80 billion and it's 70 billion, only lost 10 billion. That's actually relatively good. You have to take into consideration that other IPOs are usually a lot more turmoil. What can we expect from the Rivian stocks this year? Will it go up? Will it go down? Will it go to $50? Will it go to $30? We have no idea, but it's exciting just to watch, just to learn. Will investors start selling randomly because they fear that Rivian is unable to keep up with the huge demand? That it's better to put their money in a company like Tesla because Tesla will make them more money a lot faster than Rivian will. Investors will be considering all of these factors. So that's why it's important to keep an eye on Rivian this year. They're doing great things. I really like what they're doing, but you have to keep an eye on them. Next up on our list is Tesla. Tesla delivered almost 1 million cars last year, almost 1 million cars. To put that in perspective, BMW delivered 2.2 million. Mercedes delivered 2 million. Surprisingly, Mercedes lost the crown to BMW last year, which is really surprising because Mercedes were dominating for the last 3 to 4, 5 years. Aldi sold around 1.6 to 1.7 million vehicles. Aldi is also owned by VW. It's interesting to see these companies barely selling 1 or 2 million vehicles when Tesla, an EV company who's been struggling for decades, sold almost 1 million vehicle last year. Think about that for a minute and think about what kind of shockwave that's going to send into the electric market. When Tesla hits 2 million vehicles in production per year, we're still at least 2 years away from that, 2 to 3 years at the most. But my goodness, when Tesla starts delivering more vehicles in a year than Mercedes, BMW, Audi, it's going to be a scary time for a lot of people, because it's also going to be an exciting time for a lot of people like myself. But it's important to keep track and keep an eye on the Tesla shares this year, because Tesla has recently achieved a 1 trillion market cap in valuation as a company, which is a huge deal. Apple achieved this only 2-3 years ago. Now it seems like every company is achieving the 1 trillion mark. Apple has recently achieved the 3 trillion mark, which is phenomenal. I think they fall back down just a little bit after they did it. Apple has been working on an electric car for years now. Rumored, it's more than rumored, because they've also hired people to work on that specific car. But we have no idea where that's going to go. Honestly, I think the best thing for Apple to do is to buy another company who's making an electric car. Invest in Rivian or buy Polestar. Buy a company that's good at making an electric car. Because Apple trying to do this all on their own is going to be truly difficult. But there's a lot of things to watch out for Tesla this year. Will it go down? Will it go beyond? Will it finish at 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 trillion? We have no idea. How many cars will Tesla produce this year? 1 million? Yes, most definite. That's a given. But will they produce 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5? I don't know. That's being overly ambitious, but it's worth consideration. It's also worth to keep in mind that Tesla has been going through a few difficulties lately. It's been rumored that they've had a huge recall of vehicles, almost 500,000 vehicles being recalled. I think these vehicles have a fault system in the trunk or the boot of the car. And I think the idea is that Tesla will have to fix these issues. But I mean, it's better to fix the issue than to actually recall all the cars, right? Because recalling a car in a sense is taking the cars, crushing them and building new ones. They've had hundreds of thousands of cars being recalled in China, and instead of recalling the cars, they just sent out a new update to the cars, and that fixed the issue. You know, for typical automakers such as BMW, Mercedes, Audis, they could not have done that same thing because their cars are not heavily relied on software. Tesla cars are heavily relied on software. They're going to do so much more things in the future, and I cannot wait. Thank you for watching till the end. I really appreciate this. Subscribe to see more, and I will see you in my next video.